Welcome to this short yoga practice. We are going to spend the majority of the practice seated, and you can sit on any piece of furniture for the first section. The second section, if you choose to do, then a straight back chair will be more useful, something without arms. But the first section, any piece of furniture will work. As with any yoga practice, it's really important that we breathe, and as much as possible to breathe in and out through the nose. So we'll get started. This is really a joint mobilizing set of exercises, and we're going to work from the feet up. So seated on your chair, come a little more to the front edge of your seat so that you have a little bit more opportunity to move the legs. And then extend your right leg straight out away from you and concentrate on the foot. So pull your toes back toward your knee, flexing at the ankle so that the foot draws toward you. And then point the toes and extend the toes away from you, stretching at the front of the ankle. Pull the toes back, bend at the ankle, press the toes away, extend them. Do this 2 more times on this foot. And then when you come back, just relax that ankle into a neutral position. And now circle it around like you're drawing a circle in the space above your toes. Make a circle in one direction for a few more times. And then change the direction of the circle. Good, pause. Place that foot back on the floor and we'll do the other side. So extend the left leg out, concentrate on the toes and the ankle. Draw your toes toward you, bend at the ankle, pull your toes toward your shin, and then reach the toes away. Draw them back. As you reach the toes away, extend the ankle like you're trying to put more of the sole of the foot on the floor. Move back and forth here. And then once this time you pull back, pause, relax the ankle, and then just circle around. So you're moving at the ankle joint, but it feels like you're drawing circles with the tips of your toes. Change the direction of the circle. Good. And then pause. Bend that leg. So this next one is a bend and a straighten of the leg. And that's to focus on the knee. So here we want to bend the knee as much as possible and stretch it out straight as much as possible. So keeping the left leg as it is, and you can slide the right heel along the floor, or you could pick up the foot depending on what's available. So either slide it out, straightening the knee as much as possible, and then bend it back in past maybe where you have it. Like I'm lifting my heel as I come in a little bit more, and then press it out away from you. Stretch the legs straight, pull in as much as possible. One more time on this side. And then when you come in, put that foot down. And then the other side. Doesn't matter how much you extend and bend, you're focusing on the movement here in the knee. So it's a similar movement to the pointing and flexing of the toes, but adding this knee component. Do one more time. When you pull that knee in, put the foot on the ground in a comfortable position. And now we're going to move up to the hip joint, and here we'll work with a bent knee. So separate your feet a bit. Move your right foot maybe a little bit over to the right. So it's more or less in line with your right hip or slightly wider. Then moves the leg away from you enough that you can feel this movement at the hip joint. And here it's important that we're not moving the knee more than the hip. So if possible, lift the ball of your foot away from the ground so you're on the heel. And then take that whole leg out a bit to the right, back to center, and tip it into the left. Move it out. Doesn't matter how far. Back to center and in. Center, out, back, in, center one more time. Out, in, all the way in, back to center. Put that foot on the ground and bring it into its resting original position. And then we'll do Excuse me, same thing on the left side. So maybe move the left foot a little bit away from you, maybe a little closer in, depending on where you rest naturally. Move the foot perhaps a little out so that the knee is more or less coming straight out from the hip or is a little wider. Again, if it's available, tilt to the back of the heel so the ball of the foot lifts off the mat. But if that's too much strain on the ankle, you can do this with the foot down. Again, you're just ensuring that the whole leg is moving as one. So focusing here on the hip joint, move the whole leg out to the left, center, and then tip in a bit. Center, out, center, in. And as you sweep back and forth, it's a little like a windshield wipers movement in your car. I do one more time in each direction. And then when you come back through center to the inside, return to the center position, and then adjust your feet so that you're comfortable. We're going to now move into cat-cow, spinal curves. And we're going to do this with the hands just resting on the legs. So find a comfortable position where you can place your hands and put your attention in your spine. So here, with your next exhale, you're going to round your back toward the space behind you. And then you're going to curve your spine forward so that your chest lifts forward. Your chin might lift a bit. And as you round, your chin drops. And then press the spine forward, lift the chin. If it works easily, coordinate with the breath so that you take a breath in as your chest moves forward and your chin lifts. And you exhale as your spine rounds and your chin drops. As best you can, feel this through the whole length of the spine. One more time. Back. And then chest forward, chin up a little bit. And then find a neutral position. Now we're going to rotate or shift the rib cage side to side. So, and then we're going to rotate. So the shifting of the rib cage, you can keep your hands as they are. Just press the right side of your ribs out some amount to the right. Come back to center. Move the left ribs some amount out to the left. Come back to center. Right out to the right, like you're taking a deep breath into the right side of your body. And then center. Deep breath into the left side. Come back to center. And do this one more time on each side. Right, center, and then left, and center. Take a breath, and now we're going to rotate. You can keep your hands as they are, and then just turn your chest and your torso and your head to the right. Come back to center. Turn your chest and your head to the left. Come back to center. Move, rotate to the right, center, left, center. And do one more time on each side. Right, center, and then left, center. Great. Now we're going to move to the shoulders. And the next movement is a circling of the shoulders. So roll your shoulders forward, raise them up, take them back and down. Roll your shoulders forward, lift them up, take them back, and drag them down away from the ears. Forward, up, back, and down. One more time like this. And then we're going to shift the direction of the rotation. So now go back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. When you go back, the shoulder blades squeeze toward the spine. Keep that, lift them up, move them forward. They widen away from the spine, take them down. Back, squeeze, up, forward, round a little bit, and then down. And one last one like this. Back, up, forward, and down. And pause. We're going to now do a couple of movements that add the arms, working our way down toward the hands. So take your arms and turn your arms so your palms face up and touch your elbows in toward the side of your body. So imagine that you've got trays of food on your hands that you're holding with your hands. And then just take the hands back a bit toward the wall behind you and bring them forward again. This isn't necessarily a big movement. Take the hands back some amount and then forward. Keep the elbows in, back, and then forward. And do this one more time. Back and forward. And then place your hands for a moment down on your legs and relax your arms. We're gonna move to the elbows and then the hands. And then we're gonna do a couple more in the shoulders in a moment. So now take your hands out in front of you and squeeze your hands into fists. Turn with your fists, turn your knuckles down toward the floor so you stretch across the back of the wrists. Bring your hands up, open the hands, turn your hands to your palms face forward, and even try to pull your fingers a little bit toward your chest. And then make fists with your hands. Turn your knuckles down. Come back to center, open the fists with your fingers apart. Turn the palms to face away from you, tilt your fingers maybe back toward you. And then fists point down. Relax, fingers point up or slightly back. And do this one or two more times. Good, and then this time when your fingers tilt up, then relax, pause for a moment. And now we're gonna make circles with the wrists. So very loose fists, circle the hands around, feeling this movement in the wrists. Change the direction of the circle. Good, and then pause and place your hands down. Now we're going to do one arm at a time, and we're just going to bend and straighten at the elbow. So extend your right arm, turn the whole arm so the palm faces up, bend your elbow some amount toward you, and then reach that arm away, stretch the elbow straighter. Bend, fingertips come toward your shoulder, stretch the arm straighter, and do this maybe one or two more times. Stretch out, really make the elbow straight there as best you can, and then in, and then release that arm. Extend the left arm, turning the whole arm so the palm faces up, the inside of the elbow looks up to some extent, and then bend that elbow and release. Bend the elbow, stretch the whole arm straighter, bend and straighten, and do this one more time. So this time when you bend your elbow in, just release your hand down to your leg. We'll do one other shoulder exercise, and this is with the elbows bent to your side. So place the elbows a bit away from the body, bend the elbows and turn your hands to the palms face away from you. And then you're going to squeeze the elbows toward each other and then bring them wide apart. So now, draw your elbows in toward your chest. Bring your hands together to touch. To some extent, doesn't matter if they actually make contact. They're squeezing in. And separate the elbows and even take the hands back a little bit toward the wall behind you. And then squeeze the elbows in. Feel the upper back round. Take the elbows apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward the spine. Bring them together and take them apart, chest forward. As the elbows come apart, squeeze in, do this one more time. Apart and then together. And then release the hands down and take a breath. And now we'll move up to the head, the neck, and the jaw. We'll do a couple of things for this. So sit up as straight as possible and then shift your head back like you're giving yourself a bit of a double chin. Maintain that. Drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. Bring your head up. Drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. Bring your head up. Right ear down, then head back. Left ear toward left shoulder, and come back up and do this one more time on each side. And now when you come up from your left side, pause. And this time, Take the right ear back over to the right shoulder. Stay here. You can keep your left hand on your leg, or you can let it hang down by your side. This adds a little bit more intensity, so that may or may not be appropriate. And then turn your head down a little bit like you're looking to the floor on the right. And then keeping your head tilted to the side, turn your head up a bit so that you look up to the left. And then turn down, look down to the right, up to the left. Good. One more time here. Once you go up, then pause, bring your left hand back, lift your head to center, and then change. So drop the left ear over to the left shoulder. Again, you might stay here, or you can let your right arm hang down. And then turn the head down a little bit to the left, up a little bit to the right. This is really to explore the rotation of the head on the top vertebrae of the spine. Cervical vertebrae at the top of the spine allows the head to turn like this. Do one more here. And as you look up to the right, bring your head back to center. Place your right hand on your leg. Return your head to center. And then some amount, we're going to lower and lift the chin. So without rounding your shoulders here, lower your chin toward the top of your chest. Bring your head to neutral. Lift your chin up. And return. So chin down toward the chest. Head centered. And then raise the chin up. Go back and forth again. It's not important the degree of the movement, but just that you're going in both directions. One more time. When you lift your chin, return your head to neutral, and then one exercise for the jaw. We're gonna, two exercises for the jaw. First, we're gonna open the mouth, stick out the tongue, try to touch the tongue to the chin. So when you're ready, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, reach your tongue toward your chin. And then draw your tongue back in, close your mouth. We'll do that a second time. So open the mouth, stick out the tongue, reach the tongue toward the chin. And then release. And then rub your tongue around your teeth. Circle your tongue around your teeth. And after a circle or two in one direction, change the direction of the circle. Good. And then pause. So those are mobilizing exercises for the main joints of the body. We've touched all the way through from the ankles, toes to the head. And now we'll do a few things seated with a chair. This is where you'd want to have a straight back chair or something without arms, if possible. So next we're going to do a side bend. We're going to lean the body over to the right. Depending, you can keep your left hand on your left leg, you could put it on your left hip, or if it works for your body, you could stretch the arm up overhead. It doesn't have to be straight, it can be bent. Whatever works best in your body. So wherever you are, you're gonna lift up through the left side of your torso, and then move that left side out to the left, lean over to the right. If it works, you can take your right hand and reach it down toward the ground. Or you can take your right hand and reach it to your left leg. Lean over. Again, this arm might be on your leg, at your hip, or extended over the ear with the palm down, elbow straight or bent. Take one more breath here. And then bring the left arm back up, raise your torso, place both hands on your legs, and then change sides. So right hand stays where it is, comes to the hip, or extends up along the right ear. Shift the ribcage a bit to the right, and then lean over to the left. To lean over, breathe, especially here in the right side of the body. Maybe keep your left hand where it is, maybe release the left fingertips down, stretch lightly toward the ground. Alternatively, take your left hand toward your right leg, and maybe again, the right arm is overhead. Elbow straight, palm facing down, or elbow bent. One more breath. And then return that arm, raise your torso up. Now we're going to cross the legs, do a hip stretch. So in preparation, take the left leg straight, cross the right leg over it, and then bend the left leg. If it's available for you to use your hands or not and cross the leg, do that. And then if it's possible, move your left foot a bit to the left, so you've got your right leg on top, and your right knee reaches to the left. So left knee moves to the right, right knee moves to the left. You might see here, you can wiggle a little bit back on your chair seat. And then here we're going to fold forward from our hips. So hinge your torso forward. So then you can take your hands to the top of the leg. To the bottom leg, you can even reach your hands around under that the bottom leg. Chin a little bit. Take a couple of breaths here. You might find that it's more available for your body to come over or not. Doesn't matter. One more breath. And then bring your torso up. If it's helpful, lean back a little bit. Stretch the left leg straight and then uncross the right. Keep the right leg straight, cross the left leg, and then bend the leg underneath, or again, pick up the left leg, cross it over the right, and move, if possible, your right foot a little to the left, and that knee moves in that direction, bottom knee to the left, top knee to the right. So it's really like we're trying to make an X with our legs, with the center of the X being the knees. From here, fold forward from your hip. Lean your torso forward some amount. Keep the shoulder blades down. Take a couple of breaths. Really feel this movement coming in the hip joints. And then raise the torso up. Maybe lean back, extend the right leg, and just uncross the left. Place your feet down on the mat. Now we're going to do warrior two seated. But to stay sitting for this position, you need to come forward right on the edge of the front edge of your chair. We're first going to do goddess pose. So take your legs apart, both of them. Turn your legs and your feet out so that your toes and your knees face out the same amount. Doesn't matter how far out they go. And then just with your hands, put your hands on the insides of the knees and very gently press your knees out away from each other. Lift the chest, lower the shoulder blades. Take a breath or two here. And then release. We're going to basically keep the right leg as it is, but we're going to shift a little bit more so the right leg is more on the floor. And stretch the left leg out so that it's more or less straight. The toes point forward, if it's available, more in, but do whatever works best for your foot. So my toes are actually pointing a little bit out, and it doesn't matter as much because we're resting here on the chair seat. So now extend the right knee, and you can use your right hand to just lightly press the right knee out away from you. And if it works for your body, stretch the left arm and reach it back to the left. You could stay here, or you could extend the right arm also out to the left. Turn your head, look to the right. Come back to center. Take the arms down. Use your hand to help bend your left leg as needed and in. And then slide over so you're sitting more to the right edge of the chair. Move the left knee out to the left foot pointing to the left, and stretch the right leg straight. You kind of want to wiggle it, step it out there, straighter. And again, it doesn't have to go all the way straight, but works in your body. You might, for a breath or two, take your hand to the inside of your left knee and lightly press it away from you. You might keep the right hand as it is, or stretch it out to the right. Maybe left arm to the left. Either way, look to the left. Breathe. Warrior two. And then lower your hands down. Bend your right leg, walk it in, and then left leg back. Just sit on the chair for a moment. And then your arms at your sides, turn your whole arms to the palms face back. Reach the hands toward the wall behind you. Shift your chest forward, raise your chin a bit. Breathe. And then release. Take your feet apart, maybe even as wide as we had them for the goddess pose version, or maybe not quite that wide. Turn your legs and your feet out again. Sit a little more back on your chair. So instead of more forward on the front edge, this time you're a little further back. And now forward bend from here. So fold at your hips, place your hands on your knees, lean your torso forward. If it makes sense, you can put your arms on the inside. You can hold the chair seat or touch the floor. You might see here, you might lean your torso over more. Release your head. Breathe. Let your thighs rest on the chair so that you're well supported. And one more breath here. And then bring your hands up to your knees, over to the chair. Walk your feet closer together. And here we're going to do a thigh stretch. So you're going to slide back forward toward the front edge of your chair. And shift over to the right again. So you're sitting more at the right side. You're going to keep your left leg forward. We want a chair with no back, so you can even slide, or no arm rather, so that you can even slide a little off the chair arms to the right. Now, lift your right heel and step your right foot back away from you until your right knee starts to point down toward the ground. So if it's easier to do this with your toes pointing back instead of your toes tucked under, feel free to do that. So here, reach that knee down toward the ground. Make sure you're not slipping off the chair. You can hold the chair or just adjust so that you're secure, but you can reach the right knee down toward the ground. Good. And then bring that knee forward and raise the knee up so the foot comes down and slide over. So shift to the left side of the chair seat. Again, your left, but part of the left hip is off the chair maybe a little bit. And then keeping your right leg here, your right foot on the ground so that's steady. Take your left foot back a little bit toward the wall behind you so your knee begins to start to point down toward the floor. You might slide it back a fair amount, doesn't matter how far back it goes. And you can have the toes tucked under so the ball of the foot is really round. Or you could have maybe just to the side. So you can have your toes tucked under like this, or you can have your foot flat like this, whatever one is more comfortable. One more breath. Step that foot forward, turn and then stand up. And now we'll use the chair in one more thing before we finish the practice. So you're going to stand and hold the back of the chair. So if you don't have a chair that works to hold, you could use a ball or a counter or whatever. We're going to do a position for the back of the leg. So stand on your left foot. Step your right foot back. So you're holding the chair and your torso is leaning forward a little bit. And as you step the left foot back, come right on the tips of the toes. You might stay here, you might even pick that foot up a little bit, put it down. You might lift it up a little bit and put it down. This is to work the muscles of the buttocks and the back of the leg. Lift the toes up, down, one more time, up, and down. Good, and then change. So stand on the right foot. Step the left foot back. It doesn't have to be a big step. Come right up on the ball of the foot. So your heel is lifted. You could stay here and you could stay here and just squeeze the muscles of your buttocks. Or again, lift the foot up slightly, tap the toes down, lift the foot up slightly, tap down, lift, up. One more, lift, up. And then holding the chair, and so now hold the chair with the palms down. Walk back away from the chair. And walk back just enough that you can get a stretch through the sides of the body and along the spine. You can bend your knees, but reach your hips back toward the wall behind you. Release your head. Breathe in again. You could use a counter. You could put your hands at the wall. And then bend the knees. Step one foot in, and then the other. Stand up. And then sit back down to finish the practice. So as you come to sit on your chair, you can sit a little further back. Separate the feet. Partially or completely close your eyes. Now take a deep breath in and out a few times. Feeling the movement of the breath in and out through the nose. For the next couple of breaths, see if you can adjust breath so that the inhalation lasts for about 5 counts and the exhalation lasts for about the same count. So inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Do this 1 or 2 more times. Let the breath return to normal. Gently open your eyes. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.